We are live for episode number 74 of Sunday Service, hot off of UFC Seattle, where Joe body cam off Pfeiffer gets it done in round two. Israel Adesanya suffers his fourth loss in a row. Where does he go from here? Where is Izzy's head at? I'm going to tell you right now, to start off the show, Izzy's head at, it's not there anymore. It's not there. This guy does not care about anything because what we saw in the fight was not how Israel Adesanya usually fights. But personally, I enjoyed it. We'll get into that. Joe, also kind of a controversial figure in the MMA space right now, looking into all the stuff that's been going on in his life recently, which seems to be like absolute chaos. The chat might have something to say about that. I don't know how deep you guys want to go into Joe Pfeiffer's start of his born again journey or whatever. We'll get into it if you want to. If you don't care about it, we won't talk about it. But I felt like that was pretty interesting to hear everything that he said after the fight, that he said he almost took his own life a couple weeks ago, and that he's been struggling with lust. Very interesting. Also in the co-main event, Alexa Grasso with one of the nastiest finishes I've ever seen. Men's MMA, women's MMA, that was disgusting. The way that she jumped on the choke after knocking her out was so fast. And it was basically like you know how they have the dummies where they'll snatch up the rear naked choke really quick? It was like that. Macy Barber's head was like a bobblehead. She was out cold. And Alexa Grasso snatched up that rear naked choke so fast, I thought she might have broke her neck. And then Macy Barber's laying there paralyzed. It was disgusting. But wow, Alexa Grasso with the upset. That's two underdog cashes right there in the co-main and main event. Nico Price went out. Nico Price did his job. All right, Michael Chiesa's retired. For some reason, that seems like it didn't even happen last night, even though it was like a huge moment for everyone in production. You know, the production gave him a little retirement ceremony. Michael Chiesa, the legend, gets his retirement package at the end of the fight. 1 minute and 3 seconds, he submitted Nico Price. It was like taking candy from a baby. He gets it done. They're both out of there. Nico Price doesn't even get the mic. Nico Price also retired, if anyone forgot or if anyone didn't know. Nico Price also retired. He had zero shine in that one. Okay? Poor Nico Price, man. They were feeding this guy to the wolves. They put him up against Jacoby Smith. They put Nico Price up against Jacoby Smith and then asked him to turn around 6 weeks after he got standing TKO'd at the Apex. Hey, you want to find Michael Chiesa? He's retiring and he needs a win on his way out. And he said, yeah, you know what? I think I'm also going to retire. He goes in there, gets submitted, and they're like, yeah, thanks. See ya, bud. Don't even give him the mic. Don't even like show him laying his gloves in the middle. I don't think they did, unless I missed it. But Nico Price, man, poor guy. Michael Chiesa gets it done. Larry Ann Douglas against Julian Erosa. Wow. My God. It looks like Larry Ann Douglas was having fun out there. I mean, just stinging Julian Erosa with the jab. Julian Erosa was flying all across the octagon. He would sting him with the jab. He'd fall back. Then he'd get back up. And then like 2 seconds later, he'd poke another jab out there. Julian Erosa's flying through the air. Crazy knockout. Actually, I wouldn't say it's a crazy knockout, but a crazy sequence leading towards the knockout for Larry Ann Douglas. Belgari gets it done again. Absolutely fraud checks Mansour Abdul-Malik. Abdul-Malik is he's not good, man. He's not good. Could he be good? Sure. He's definitely got potential, but he had beaten absolutely nobody. And Belgari, from pillar to post, made this dude look like he never belonged in the same cage. Belgari might be the next Poetan at 185. I mean, clearly there's similarities there, but when the way that you watch them fight, they're very similar. Different, I would say, different skill sets in the way that Poetan's like a one-shot knock you out, but he can also break you down. Belgari's more just like break you down. Just break you down as the fight goes on. I thought it would make it to a decision, and it almost did. But Bulgari, man, the pace he puts on you and the body shots and the clinch, the knees, the 1-2s. I mean, he melts people. Melted Bakoyev, melted Mansour Abdul-Malik. Those were two big prospects that he knocked out of there. So, I mean, Bulgari might be getting a top 15 guy at this point. I mean, he's not a spring chicken, but he looks like he can compete, man. He's stuffing all the wrestling as well. So Bulgari could be possibly moving into the rankings very, very soon. Keep an eye on him. Terrence McKinney gets it done. Again, 24 seconds, round one, melted Kyle Nelson. I mean, Kyle Nelson won it out of there from the first exchange. You saw him get hit, and he was like, fuck, dude, what was that? And then he just went on the ground after he got hit with a head kick and covered up. Didn't want any part of it. There's your main card. I'm going to hit these chats. We can talk about the prelims as well. There's some interesting fights that went down. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out the ladies. Casey O'Neill, round 1 KO, and Alexa Grasso, round 1 KO. Was it a KO, though? We could talk about that because many people probably got screwed on their submission bets, which was not me. But I know a few people that did, and I would be irate. But the ladies getting it done with round 1 finishes. We don't see that often, so I got to give it a shout out. How are we doing tonight, chat? How are we feeling? We're feeling good after last night's card. I think it was a pretty damn good card. You could argue the card of the year, honestly. We live and I'm poor after last night. Smash the like button. Smash it up for me. Sorry you're poor, brother. GG's, Izzy. GG's, brother. Didn't Adesanya say something like, fuck the belt, I'm coming for heads now? Looks like he wasn't kidding. He wasn't, man. He wasn't. And I put out a video, a short form video. You guys probably have already seen it if you're in this live stream, because that means you probably watch most of the videos that I put out. But I'm like, dude, Izzy was on a 3-fight losing streak. He's not going to get back to the belt. He's not going to, like, what does a decision win look like for Izzy? Like, who cares if you go out there and stick and move against Piper for 5 rounds? So I actually appreciated the fact that he was searching for like a big moment, searching for a highlight knockout. If he did say that, I don't remember him saying he's coming for heads now. Maybe it was at like the media day. But if he did say that, he definitely stuck to it. So I got to respect it. You know, at 36, 3-fight losing streak, taking on a guy in Piper who has never shown to be close to your level, to go in there and want to find a finish and not just not just play it safe and try to coast to like a decision victory. I think that's honorable. I do. He doesn't care about the belt anymore. Doesn't care about wins. He's going in there trying to put on fun performances. And that's how I believe you keep your fan base. That's how you keep your fan base. Because there's a lot of Israel Adesanya fans, and maybe they don't feel like maybe they're sad that he's losing again. But as someone in myself that's not really like an Israel Adesanya fan, not that I like hate the guy, but I've just never really been a huge Israel Adesanya fan. You got one now, man. You got one now. Because I'll appreciate the fact that he's putting it all on the line and not just trying to play it safe. Dix Insider, what's going on, brother? Hey, Jeff, first of all, Kieso's a bum for not even attempting the KO, and Piper is even more of a bum for not subbing Izzy. I'm homeless after last night, bro. I'm live from under the bridge right now. Yeah, I mean, Chiesa just didn't want it. Chiesa didn't want it, and Piper, he almost had it, but Izzy defended fairly decently. What up, dude? Congrats on the win. Hope your wife is G and the daughter enjoyed the card. She enjoyed the card, kind of, but she went to bed before the main card, or like right around the main card. So, yeah, I got to watch the main card all by myself. But yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. Could give a fuck less. Before last night at UFC Seattle, only 38% of fights had ended in finishes in 2026. In Seattle, we had 9 finishes out of 14. There we go. Now we're starting to get back to the finishing ways. Underdogs were on one last night. They were. And if you watched the Big Jive MMA show a couple weeks ago, I warned y'all. I said there's a lot of these favorites are coming through, but the dogs are going to start barking. And we in the premium channel, we cashed on some dogs. Joe Pyfer, Bulgari, Lance Gibson Jr. We cashed on some dogs, bro. The card was fantastic. It was. It was. No one gave a shit about Nico retiring. Poor guy. Poor guy. Macy Barber took a dive. She was laying there with her eyes open like Academy Award winner and Oscar nominee Adolfo Bellato. You know, it honestly kind of did remind me of that when Bellato got kicked in the face and flopped and laid on the ground. But I don't know, man. I mean, that was a clean knockout punch from Grasso. Like, I don't think she wasn't out. Like, I think she was out. I think she was having like a seizure. Because when you have like a seizure, sometimes your eyes are open and you're just kind of like staring off in the distance. You're not there. You know, your eyes are open and they're blinking, but you're not there. And considering she's had like a bunch of seizures in the past, it wouldn't be a shock if she had one. Compared to some of the BS cards earlier, yeah. Before last night, okay, there we go. Already again. And then dumbass Bruce Buffer forgot how to read a live on the air. Yeah, that was crazy. I heard the scorecards and I heard 30-27. And I was like, okay, well, that's obviously Tyrell Fortune. And then he kept reading the scorecards. And then I heard Marcin Tybura. And I ran back to the TV. I was like, what? No way. Absolutely no way. And then I got my tweet in before they went and tried to bring it back and bring Tyrell Fortune. Tyrell Fortune was marching out of there. He was pissed. He was marching out of there. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? And they're like, wait, come back. That was rough. I don't think I've seen that before. I'm sure it's happened before, but just a complete wrong winner. And the fact that they didn't catch it until Tyrell Fortune was like out of the octagon, very weird. Felt like a retard with my crafty Arosa pick. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just got to pull the trigger. If he dies, he dies. Chase Hooper ruining people's parlays like it was in his contract. Yeah, that was a rough one. Rough one for Chase Hooper. But Chase he's definitely got some stuff to work on, man. He's got some stuff to work on. I would start with getting a wrestling singlet. You know, getting a wrestling singlet, maybe beefing up a little bit. Just too noodly. And the fact he's going up against Lance Gibson. Gibson's a tank of a being, dude. He's a big, strong guy with a wrestling base. So on paper, it didn't really look like the greatest matchup. You realize we're not supposed to know he's on the books payroll. Dr. Peener in the chat. What up, brother? I bet on the Grasso Barber fight to end in finish. It was good value, plus 255. Certainly looks like it, bro. I said Grasso would drop Macy. Tried calling the head kick KO for Yusri. Mansour had no business being in there. He didn't, dude. I can't believe he was plus money, too. I can't believe I didn't put more on it. Because I was pretty confident, but I was like, I don't know, man. Like, right when you start to believe in a guy, you know, then they usually fucking lay a dud. But I guess training with Poetan don't lay no duds, bro. That training's different. Chase Hooper needs to be shipped to PFL. Yeah, I mean, just not good, man. It's just not on that level. Every fight in the main card ended in finish in hindsight. Should have parlayed that? Yeah, it did, didn't it? Most of them round one. Release Scabby Fernandez. Couldn't agree more. Live bet Piper KO. TKO for Alexa, 35 to win 255. Ended my losing streak. Finally, Alexa's fight had me sweating whether it was a sub or a KO. Yeah, I mean, bro, I mean, I don't know how you don't say that's a submission, but I mean, you could probably grade it as both. It could be the first ever KO/submission win. Just put a half. You know how they have the numbers on number of KOs they've had in their career. Just put a half. Women's MMA is on a heater recently. They have, I mean, even the first fight, Tainara in Brazil was actually a pretty decent fight. She got brutalized. Bahamunde's losses are always painful. Yeah, that was a fucking crazy cheat job from Musayev. I mean, Ignacio damn near knocked him out in round 2. And then Musayev blatantly grabs the cage. Bahamondes is trying to drag him away from the cage, and he's holding on to the cage. And then he gets taken down. I think he might have pulled guillotine like a fucking idiot. And then he's on the ground and he's taking these hellacious elbows. And then he gets headbutted as well. I mean, round 2, like, how do you not take a point? How do you not? You have to take a point in round 2. If Movsar Evloev is getting a point taken from kicking Lerone Murphy in the nuts slightly once and then doing it a second time, Musayev should get a fucking point taken, bro. Are you serious? I mean, I get maybe the ref couldn't see it, but I feel like with replay, there's got to be something. There's got to be like a corner challenge or something. Like, they have that in the NFL. They have that in basketball and baseball now where you could check the replay. Maybe that could be a thing in the UFC. It's like, okay, it's so obvious, especially when you watch it on replay, but the ref might not have seen it in real time. And that's a huge thing for the fight. So why not have some ability? Why not have an extra ref that's watching the screen that can go into replay and say, hey, he actually grabbed the cage a bunch in a fight-ending sequence. He grabbed the cage, and he also headbutted him on the ground in the same round. That should be a point taken off. How do we not have that? How does that not make any sense? That should be something that they should at least work towards, because that completely changes some, for one, a fighter's pay, but also the fighter's career trajectory. You know, Ignacio's now on a 2-fight losing streak. He goes home with half of his check and also could have gotten a finish. He could have gotten even more money if he did end up getting a finish on Musayev after he knocked him down in round 2. And not only that, he's going home with more damage than he probably should have taken, which could keep him out of competition for even longer. So, I mean, this definitely, something's got to happen here. Something's got to happen. That was pretty fucked up. But without the point taken, like, yeah, Musayev won. You know, like, it's kind of fucked, but I guess he won. Dick's Insider is using McDonald's Wi-Fi due to UFC Seattle bets not hitting. Poor Dixon, bro. Poor Dixon. Bahamondes over 2.5 was a sweat. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they at least let him go out there and fight in round 3. You know, if they would have stopped it after that, that would have been even worse. Is he just kind of stood there at the end of the end for a full minute taking shots when he had Pyfer on the fence? What do you mean he stood there? I think he was trying to do the thing he did against Pereira, where he like covers up and then comes back, but like it's not there anymore, is he? It's not there, bro. Izzy respects the coin. I had him winning and KO. It was hype until it wasn't. Yeah, for a minute it did look like he was going to be able to find a finish because he was chopping the leg. He was landing some decent shots, but Pyfer's got a chin, and the physicality of Pyfer, I think, got to Izzy a little bit. Izzy having an Anderson Silva style downfall. I mean, they're kind of the same fighter, man. They're kind of the same fighter. And Silva ended his career on a bad way, which could be the same for Izzy. Did Tybura get robbed? No, he did not. I don't think he did, man. I mean, I think maybe you could argue round 2, 3 for Tybura, but honestly, I wasn't watching the fight all that intently. Adrian Yanez actually got robbed. Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, personally, I thought Yanez won round 1. I think you can give round 2 to Simone. He landed the takedowns, pretty similar type of action on the feet. But round 1, I thought Yanez looked like the better striker. Round 3 is clear for Yanez. And the 10-8 is, I think the judges that gave him a 10-8 did that because they thought he should have been knocked out. Like he kind of was. Like, I kind of agree with the 10-8 because he was knocked out. He was definitely knocked out to where like he wasn't all there. And the ref didn't step in because there was only like 2 to 3 seconds. He didn't want to be the guy to make that decision. But he could have easily gotten the round 3 KO there if the ref did step in. If there's 2 minutes left in the round, the ref's probably stepping in there. But since there was 3 seconds, he didn't step in. So then you go to the scorecards, and I thought Yanez won round 1, 10-8 in round 3. It should have been Yanez's fight, man. Yanez definitely should have won that fight. Did way more damage in the fight. My 11-year-old only knows Izzy from last night. Oh God, poor guy, poor 11-year-old. Never gonna know what Izzy looked like in his prime. Alexa Grasso put on the greatest finishing sequence in women's MMA history. The only finishing sequence that beats her is Mighty Mouse's. Yeah, the flying armbar was pretty sick. That was. What's more impressive, hitting a flying armbar on a conscious person or knocking a girl out and then submitting her within 0.2 seconds of knocking her out? Like which one is more impressive? I'd probably say the flying armbar, but man, that was nuts. Cheater. Hype that all main card fights went to finish. Barbara pulled a ball auto. I mean, it is pretty nuts. Let me pull up the picture. I mean, that. Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, the fact that the doctor wasn't touching her. So I kind of thought, like, bro, is she paralyzed? Because the way that she got her neck snatched, I was like, whoa. You get like, if you're not all there and then you get your neck yanked on, it's probably not going to be good for your neck. The doctor wasn't doing shit. Yeah, there's nothing behind those eyes. There's nothing behind the eyes. I don't think she was faking it, bro. If she was faking it, like, you got me. I mean, maybe it's just because personally I would never think to like fake something like this, but maybe some people do. I don't think she did. She clearly got knocked out, bro. She clearly got knocked out. I think she was having a seizure. Poor Macy. Last year's Seattle card was just as crazy. Yeah, Seattle cards, bring it. All my actual locks hit. I don't know how my dumbass avoided Bob Mondays and Hooper bets for 2 weeks only to play them both day of the event at their higher price. What do you think about Pfeiffer? I think he's underrated and pretty well-rounded. I do think he's really good. Thoughts on the knee tap takedown Pfeiffer got? I thought it was beautiful. I was a little bit worried that Pfeiffer was never going to wrestle the legs because, dude, you're not going to body lock take down Izzy. And if you do, he's probably going to land on a knee, He's just that long. He's got too good a balance. You got to wrestle the legs. At least you got to go to the legs and then maybe go to the body. But you got to wrestle the legs on Adesanya. Under 30 seconds at plus 1,400. Blind Muck. You did not do it again. Blind Muck. Under 30 seconds for McKinney Cash. Wow. That's insane. Pfeiffer proved his chin can hold up. Yeah, he's got a good chin. Bet McKinney round 1 plus 375. Round 1 KO plus 375. And McKinney under half round plus 3. Yeah, solid. Jubilee versus McKinney. We'll see it. I'm sure McKinney would be down for it. If McKinney fight goes under 1.5 rounds, yeah. Yeah, that's brutal, bro. That's brutal. Grasso finish was plus 1,000. Easy hedge spot. We don't want to see Hooper on the big. Good Lord. Boys, we got to be nicer. All right. If we want fighters to come on our pod, we got to be nicer. Okay. Maybe you don't want them. Maybe you don't. But if you do, we got to start being nicer. Okay. Which book? Hey, Jive, I really enjoyed following your YouTube channel this last 10 months. 10 months. Shout out to Daniels Forrest for tuning in for 10 months straight. Keep up the great work, brother. I appreciate that. I was actually thinking about doing some other content, outside of like picks. Let me know what you guys would think. My takes on certain topics, stuff like that. Just some quick videos, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, like low end production. But if nobody's interested, then I won't do it. But I might just start doing it because the thing with doing this type of stuff on YouTube, which I do it, I enjoy doing it, but all the content that I make throughout the week after the card's over, it's completely irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. So if I want to, build my YouTube channel, I got to start doing other type of content. So I might start doing some takes on stuff. Maybe do some live streams, some fight companions or whatever. Who knows? But I'm just trying to think of how to get more content out there that people can watch outside of just what's going on fight week. So let me know what you guys think, but it's in the works. We'll see if we can get around to it. Can we talk about how shit Paramount is? Screen went blue as the UFC fight started. I mean, dude, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I had hella issues with ESPN too. So my dad never watched a UFC fight, but he just showed me the Grasso finish and said it's a KO because Grasso didn't have time to choke Macy unconscious. True. Ref stopped the fight during a sub attempt, though. Yeah, I know, right? Like, the ref didn't step in until the sub attempt was on. So if it was the other way around, and I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. Like, I wonder who makes that decision. Does the ref make that decision? Do the judges make that decision? I would be interested to know who makes the decision on what the ultimate determination is. Was it a KO? I wonder who. It's got to be one of the judges, I would assume. Somebody from the commission. I don't think they would let the ref decide that. But maybe they do. Maybe the ref says it. I don't know. He was going to get slammed on his head if it wasn't for the grab. Total fight swing moment. Yeah, he was. Definitely was. I'm way behind on the chats. We got a lot of people in the live stream. Hit the like button for me if you're in the live, please. It'll be much appreciated. Hype it up. Shout out to Terrence. Giannis was robbed. Yeah, literally robbed of a KO and on points. That's crazy. We need instant replay. Went to kill Tony last night, so missed the fights. Put some cash on Barber and Izzy. Oh, that's rough. Well, at least you probably had a good time while at Kill Tony. P-Rod got DQ for it. So annoying. Yeah, literally. I remember that. Guess what? I had a fucking bet on Pierre Rodriguez. Got DQ'd for the headbutt. Giannis was death robbed 100%. Can we talk about the fact that Joe Pyfer was suicidal just 2 weeks ago and got saved? And through Jesus Christ, he found new meaning to life and the courage to face and finish Adesanya. Crazy story. Yeah. I mean, that's a fucking story right there. I mean, he looked different. You could definitely tell there was a different Joe Pyfer in there. Usually Joe Pyfer is kind of like kind of on edge. He's kind of on edge. It looks like he wants to hurt you. It didn't look like Joe Pyfer wanted to, like he did. He looked relaxed in there. So I think I think there's definitely something different with Joe Pyfer. But the reason why is a little bit intriguing. And it's a little bit intriguing if you want to dive into like some drama. But he definitely looked different. Honestly, in the first round, how passive he was, I was kind of thinking, did Joe Pyfer like lose, his aggression? Is like nice Joe Pyfer? Is this just going to be him for the rest of his career where he's like not aggressive? Because he wasn't really doing much, but he turned it up. At point needed to be taken down since that headbutt in cage. Yeah, 100%. MLB just put in challenges. Yeah, they did. I remember that. Yeah. They're like, finally, they get challenges. Definitely need to have coaches put in some effort. Yeah. And he gets rewarded $100K. Fight of the night pisses me off. Did he? Yeah, he did. Musayev and Bahamondes. At least Bahamondes got fucking a little bonus as well. Who was that stupid ass ref for the Baja fight? I think it was some scrub we'd never seen before. It was probably a regional guy. Probably a regional guy. Not gonna lie, I did feel terrible for Maddie. Yeah, robbed me as well. Robbed me as well, bro. I had Yanez money line and Yanez decision. Robbed me as well. Hopefully the card showed how bad the judges were. The judges were not great. Not great. Holly Holm head kick was better. As far as the finish, I guess. Hey Josh, so when I got to work, I saw this girl coworker I like watching the UFC live on her phone last night. So I asked her for her number. But now I'm wondering if she really watches or she tricked me. There's only one way to find out, Dixon. You got to have her over on a Saturday and see what she's interested in doing. You got to say, I'm going to watch the fights. Come over if you want to. You got to that's a very specific thing you have to say. Come over if you want to. Then you'll gauge the interest, okay? Cuz if you say, do you want to come watch fights with me? It's different. If you say, come over if you want to, then the ball's in her court. The ball's in her court. Because if she wants to, she'll come. But then you're saying, you don't really care if she comes. But if she wants to, she can come. You know? You gotta pick your words. Pick your words with that, Dixon, okay? Feel her out. I've never seen her watch it before, so kind of sus. Maybe she's sending a message, bro. Grasso's a nasty MFer when she gets to your back. She is. I mean, that Valentina choke was fast as fuck, too. I never want to see Tainara humping the canvas again. Yeah, dude. Tainara's a fucking lunatic, man. I love it, though. I love it. She's a fucking beast. Like cardio, physicality, volume on the feet. She's a beast, man. She's like a crackhead out there. And I respect it. Did you talk about? Yeah, we talked about that, bro. Cheating on your girlfriend and converting to Christ is a decent base for MMA. All right, Alex. Alex put it out there, bro. More content? All right. All right, I will work on it, bro. I will work on it. Would you do a fight companion? Yeah, I thought about doing it's just tough to do it for like a long period of time. Maybe just do like the main card or something. But I got to get a TV in here because I don't have a TV in here, so I couldn't watch the fights. I'd have to get a TV in here. Training footage, bro. I don't have any training footage. Use the CPS connections, and there ain't many connections out there, bro. The ref in the Musayev fight was Bobby Wambacher. Why the heck are we putting in nobodies in there to ref these fights? Nobody has ever heard of this dude, and I hope we never see him again. That's what happens when you get outside the apex, you know? When you get outside of Las Vegas, you go to these different states, they're going to give like one or two of these regional refs opportunities. And yeah, they can fuck it up. They can definitely fuck it up, but that's just what they do. And there was also a PFL card that night. I saw fucking Herzog at PFL. So, I mean, they might have been short on refs. So they got to get a couple regional guys out there. I got Rufio O'Malley Taporia on a parlay. Who sells? Tyler, I wish I could tell you because I think they all win, but somebody's probably going to sell that. Fight Companions bring in big viewing numbers. Just saying. Okay. All right. I'm not so obsessed about the numbers. I just kind of want to do it for fun, you know, like do it just to have a good time, you know. But also, there's got to be a certain like there's got to be at least some people in the Fight Companion. You know, I can't just sit here by myself. She never tapped out. You don't have to tap out to the submission. That's the thing. You don't. Happens all the time. Do a prospects to watch series. Do 10 minutes on a guy coming into the UFC that you think has a really good potential. That content would get more popular as the guy moves up the ranks. Maybe, yeah. Kind of a different than I was thinking. I was thinking more like news takes, what's going on, recently that, yeah, I don't know. I'm not too interested in like making like documentaries or some shit, but just quick takes here and there. Never forget Bobby Wambacher. Never do. Macy was out before Alexa even snatched her neck. That is true. That is true, bro. Can we talk about Marcy Deborah? Do people really like that? Like interested in Marcin Tybura winning and then losing? Was it really that interesting? Dude fucked up. Bruce Buffer fucked up. It was funny, but like, what more can you say? Absolutely. Smash the like, otherwise you're gay. Smash it. Smash it. We got over 160 people in here, so if we don't have 160 some likes, y'all are gay. Okay. Referee stoppage should be bettable. The refs also human. Grasso is fast. Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I just wonder who makes the determination if it's going to be ruled as a KO or a submission. I think the finish should be whatever the ref stops the fighter from doing. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you do. Kyle, you probably had a fucking submission bet then. That's probably why you're saying it. Thoughts on Joe Pyfer shaving his head despite the hair transplant he got? Or rather, I think he looks better with a bald head. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I think the bald headed Pyfer makes me think he's a little bit more locked in. As somebody that also buzzes their hair, not quite bald like that, not that short, but I respect it. I respect it. That should be your first video you make. What happened to Pyfer? Good. Good. Things could get a little dicey, but good. If Pyfer didn't get that round 2 finish, he was going to be absolutely death gassed. He went all out. Luckily, he sealed the deal. True. Very true. I would watch a fight companion with all. There we go. Might have to do it. Maybe we'll do one for the Apex card. Watching that first round, I definitely thought Pyfer was cooked. Yeah, I did too. I like that he bit down on it too. I think he might have realized it was starting to go sideways, so he went and tried to turn it up, but so did Adesanya. So it was kind of both of them going at it. Got to appreciate it. Please, only easy fights for Mizzy now. I mean, Pyfer on paper was not an easy fight by any means, but a big step down in competition. So now who? Somebody commented on my video today, said bring back Nico Price and give him to Adesanya, bro. I said, let's do it. That's a great idea. Get Nico Price one more fight because they didn't give him a proper retirement send-off. Put him in there against Izzy. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. Somebody's got to win. And he really leans for Moicano and Duncan. I'm leaning Duncan KO. I don't know what Duncan KO price would be. Maybe like plus, it's probably like plus 175, plus 200, somewhere around there. I don't know, man. It's tough because, I want Moicano to win, but do I think he's going to win? Not really. But it's also like it's a winnable fight. So I can't really say Duncan with a lot of confidence because I think it's a winnable fight for Moicano, but Duncan's got the momentum. Duncan's definitely got more to gain from this win as well, which was a big talking point that I talked about with Pyfer and Adesanya. It was like Pyfer's got a lot more to gain from this win. So if the going gets tough, who do you really like? Who would you believe would tough that shit out when the going gets tough between Pyfer and Izzy? You got to go with the guy that has more to gain because Izzy's got nothing to lose. Going got tough. He gets TKO'd, but Pyfer getting his leg chewed up. He's getting tagged with shots. He's going to stay in there. He's going to fight through it. Dixon complaining about getting tricked into pussy, right? Great idea. I'm going to do what you suggested with it. There you go. You're welcome, Dixon. Late to the party. What up, brother? Has 7 leg, 9,300. That dropped to 4,400. Tough. I mean, at least you cashed it. I'm assuming you cashed it. Let's talk about Mr. Fortune. Almost questioning his whole life. Yeah, thought he lost. You could tell he was so pissed. I haven't seen it either, bro. I haven't seen it. Ask her if she thinks Medina's the GOAT. Yeah. Ask her who the GOAT is. If she don't say Medina, she's fucked. Tainara's a money printer. She's fucking good, man. I don't know what I mean. She's sloppy. Tainara is sloppy, but she gets away with it. Maybe somebody in the rankings will definitely have the physicality that can deal with her and the skills to make her pay. But yeah, she's tough. Tainara Navajo was minus 160 at the start of the week. I bet both of them on the spread. It was even money. That seemed free as well. She's from Ecuador, so she actually thinks Jose Medina is the real JDM. Oh, good. Tainara reminds me of Lockdog. She does. Ewing and Duncan this weekend should be a good lay. Possibly. I saw Ewing was growing as a favorite, which kind of made me upset, but is what it is. Where were we? Wouldn't surprise me if Izzy took a dive for Stake, the gambling company. I mean, most fighters have a gambling sponsor, Dixon. Dixon, you always try to come in here with some fucking conspiracy bullshit. And is there some truth to it? Yes. But he's not going to go throw the fight for a gambling company. I highly doubt it. Was Macy playing dead trying to cope? Personally, I don't think so, but a lot of people do. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but I'm not going to completely rule it out because some people are just weird, man. Some people are just weird. So maybe that was the case. I don't know. Bruce Puffer saw Ty, and yeah, I guess that's probably true. Bring fighters to make breakdowns with you. Here's the thing, bro. I don't really want fighters on my channel like that often. I don't want to be like buddy with fighters because I don't want that to mess with my bets, and I don't want that to mess with my breakdown of a fight because I want to be as like unbiased as possible. So there are some fighters that I know, but also I usually try to just keep it very like short with like talking to them, which kind of sucks, but I just don't want to be like buddy with a guy and then I got to give a breakdown on a fight and I don't want to like be holding back words because, I'm buddy with this guy. I don't want to do that. So I try to keep it limited. I don't want to be buddy with these guys because I want to be able to give an unbiased breakdown and not have to hold back words because I don't want to upset them. I heard Nelson retired also. Is this a fact? I don't think so. Maybe he did. I wouldn't be shocked. Don't hate the idea of Izzy versus Bulgari. Oh no, Noah. Dude, imagine that. Oh my God, that's actually probably a fire fucking matchup though. Holy shit. That could be a sick fight though. Izzy versus Bulgari? Yo, Noah, you got it. Chat of the day right there. Noah, how did I not think about it? How did nobody else think about that? Top of the show, I'm like, yo, Bulgari might be getting a ranked opponent this week. Or not this week, next fight. And right there, probably at number 13, 14 is going to be Israel Adesanya. Bro, book it. Izzy versus Bulgari. Book that shit. Bulgari's going in there to get his revenge for Poatan for the last thing that the style bender did to him before Poatan moved up in the weight class. That makes perfect sense. If not a striker like Bulgari, who would you match? I mean, I don't even want to say anything, Noah. I think that's a perfect matchup. Thoughts on Alexei Pergandi? I actually trained with him at Keelcliff leading up to this fight, man. We got some good work in. It's always a good time getting some work in with Alexei Bergandi because he's a good guy, good prospect. I think he's definitely improving, definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. Where the fuck is this post? And he got a big win against Julio Arce. Where is it, bro? There it is. Yeah, I mean, I got some work in with Alexei Bergandi. Commented on his posts. Good guy, southpaw, good prospect. Always in the gym, training hard. There's Ian Gary. I didn't train with Ian, but I got to train with Alexei Bergandi. There's some training with Michael Chandler. My clip's coming up real soon, but good striker, solid grappler. There I am. Hit him with the nice little body shots. Try to go for the double leg. Dumped him on his ass real quick. He hit me with a nice reversal, got to my back. Real solid fighter, man. He's real solid. Got him with a nice little hook there, little leg kick. He's got a solid right hand on him. But me and him, I mean, we got some wars going. We got some wars going on in the gym at Killcliff. I mean, some real good stuff going on. So shout out to Alexei Bergandi. Always a pleasure training with you. Hopefully we can do it again soon. Duncan TKO and lock up the submission. Possible. Duncan said he's not even going to bother trying to sub Moicano. That would make sense, bro. That would make sense. Moicano's making way too much money streaming in Brazil. He makes a lot from that, yeah. Dalton Rosa got slimed too by Impa, yeah. Yeah, back-to-back KOs for the Juice Man. Stat of Izzy never being an underdog in 9. Yeah, that is nuts. That is fucking nuts. I'm going to tell you right now, if Izzy fought Belgari, I think Belgari would be the favorite. And if he wasn't, I would definitely bet on Belgari, What do you think about Barber almost? Okay, we've been talking about this, bro. We've been talking about this. Tough to see Izzy's fall. It's tough. Do we know why Beltran was raging at Malik at the end of round 2? He was basically out and got up to someone screaming at him. Dude, there's one ref that just owns the octagon, and that's Mike Beltran. All right, Mike Beltran's in there, and he's not going to let anything slide. He's going to fucking yell at you. You guys remember when he was yelling at Muhammad Makayev? I think that was when he fought Manel Kopp. But he was like really pissed at Makayev. And he was like yelling at him like he was a little kid, pointing his finger at him. It was funny as fuck. Grasso eating tacos right now. Great chat, Sebastian. Great chat, bro. Mizuki Inoue and Tainar. What kind of fucking matchup is that? Heavyweight fighters that disappoint. They should be relegated. Oh, God. The Discord after Tybura and Fortune's fight said nuke the entire division, bro. That fight sucked, man. That fight sucked. Nuke the entire division. Relegated to minor leagues. Make them Dana White Contender Series gatekeepers. That division is so bad, dude. It is bad. Yeah, you are the Alex Jones of MMA. Just saw Rafael fading a lot in the second half of the fight. Yeah, he's talking about that. Is this true? Macy appeared to shit herself. I also read that somewhere. But she had white shorts on, didn't she? Yeah, bro. She's got white shorts on. If she shit herself, we'd be able to see that. I mean, come on. I don't think she shit herself. That's insane if she actually shit herself in white shorts and nobody got, photo evidence of it. I don't believe it. Am I fading O'Malley's boy? Nah, I ain't fading him, bro. Macy's eyes almost came out of her head. Yeah, that was disgusting. You think? No, he did it. Nico is literally just that shit, dude. He's that washed. That wasn't a fixed fight. He's just that washed at this point, dude. Just tuning in. How did I do? I did pretty good. I was up like 8 some units, not including the 20x long shot hit on DFS, and cashed a little over a unit on PFL. So I had a good night, bro. What's going on, Jesse? How we doing, bro? Jesse Espinoza, 300. How about Brendan Schaub? You know what? A big BP actually mentioned getting Brendan Schaub on the Big Drive MMA show, which could be interesting. You know, it could be interesting. Get Brendan Schaub on there. If it's your boy, you know, if he gonna get got. Yeah, kind of, dude. Kind of. Alice Pereira should beat Cowan, especially at near even odds. I'm surprised you took Cowan. Dude, they're both shit. I don't know how you could be confident in either. They're both ass. They're both terrible. Alice Pereira lost to Montserrat Rendon, bro. You know how bad you got to be to lose to Montserrat Rendon? It's not a good look. If you're going to bring a fighter just to do someone shit like, what? What? Hey, Jack, can we take a moment to put these UFC matchmakers on blast for this absolutely predatory matchmaking? They're feeding the Italian zucchini to the Timo O'Malley. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what they've been doing lately. A lot of predatory matchups. A little zucchini bread. Probably a zucchini lasagna. Izzy versus Bulgari would be so offensive. Dude, I mean, wouldn't that be sick, though? That would be sick. That would probably get Izzy a little bit pumped up. And I'm pretty sure Izzy's beat him. Izzy has beaten Bulgari twice in kickboxing. I'm pretty sure. You just double check this, but I'm pretty sure back in the day, Izzy beat him by decision twice. Yeah. Decision? Fucking ads, bro. Decision? Two decisions, one was a split. So, I mean, he's got 2 wins over him back in 2016, but, I mean, it'll be a sick fight. Dude, I literally thought this says thoughts on LGBTQ, but it says thoughts on Tawfiq. Thoughts on Tawfiq, he fucking cheated his ass off, bro. Cheated his ass. Bulgari looked like Prometheus engineer next to Malik. That dude is fucking huge. I don't know how the hell he makes weight. He's on that Poetan middleweight cut. I mean, he's massive. 6'6", and like not a string bean. Like he's got some muscle to him. Ain't fooling. Dude, that was me. It was me. I'm pretty good. I'm a decent. Yeah. Been wrestling since I was like 6 years old, bro. Barbara woke up from the KO thinking she was coming out of bunion surgery. I bet on Tybura and desperately needed that win. Now I have PTSD. Yeah, I mean, that's... Did anyone else see that dude that like made a shit ton of money on Polymarket? Apparently, you know, allegedly made a shit ton of money on Polymarket because Bruce read the wrong decision and he bought Tyrell Fortune at like pennies. And then because he thought, you know, the decision was wrong, and then he made a fuck ton of money. What the fuck, dude? That's got to be... Something's got to be wrong there. Something's going to happen. Somebody's going to jail. Somebody's going to have to be held accountable for that shit. You know? Shadow realmed her ass. If Macy didn't soil herself, I'm interested in bidding on that fight. Did soil herself. Okay. You want the poop shorts? Go right ahead, Dixon. I'm sure that there's going to be some high bidders. If she shit on the canvas, would they just clean it up and carry on? They probably would, yeah. You know, spray it down, disinfect it a little bit. They don't call me Downtown Lester Brown. Dixon, you're a fucking animal, bro. Face down, ass up. Who are we talking about there, bro? Do we think any of Nico's kids ever ask him for tickets? No. I know. I think he's like, okay, daddy's going away for the weekend. He'll be back. He'll be back. And you know, we can get some new toys. Get some new toys. Wait, that's the odds. Yeah. O'Malley's buddy is like minus 1,000, bro. It's disgusting. Did Bulgari look that good or did Mansour look that bad? It was both. It was both. We're back, bro. Nico kind of looked like those guys from the Harlem Globetrotters played. Straight jobber. He's a jobber, man. He is. Please get Brendan Schaub. Are we serious, bro? You really want Brendan Schaub to come on the Big Drive MMA show? Maybe we'll get him for the next pay-per-view or numbered card or whatever. Cash 9 slips last night. Was a good night. There you go. Needed Macy decision. That's tough. Who do you think Douglas should fight next? I'm going to say featherweight. Give him like a fucking Andre Feely or some shit. Or maybe not. Do they train at no, they don't train at the same gym. Give him Andre Feely. Give him a little vet test. Another vet test. You know? Feely looked pretty decent against what's his nuts? Delgado. Give him Andre Feely. That's a test. If he can knock out Feely, then you got another contender, bro. Thoughts on Eblin? Will we see him in the UFC someday? Dude, honestly, I don't give a fuck about Eblin. I mean, he ragdolled Brian Battle, but I don't know. Like, do we really need another wrestler in the middleweight division of the UFC? Not really. Like, do I care if Eblin ever comes to the UFC? No. I think he's better off just doing what he does in PFL, collecting those checks and, beating up on fat welterweights like Brian Battle. You can see when Nico put his gloves down, he said to his corner, I don't care. Really? That's so sad, dude. Are we serious? Poor guy, dude. Poor guy. Poor Nico Price, man. Good to see your community riding with you through the losses. Lucrative followers starting to turn on him right now. Really? I don't know, man. I mean, we're back on the winning track now. So maybe I lost a few along the way. Who knows? But, we're on the winning track now. So we're going to keep it rolling, bro. Cash on Bulgari, Pfeiffer, McKinney. There you go. Hey, Jeff, let's see your high school football highlights. Bro, we're going to need more people to want to see my high school football highlights than just you, Will McDonald. So unless the chat really wants to see them, I ain't fucking pulling them up. White House card is the easiest betting card in history. One would hope, bro. One would hope. Dana White Contender Series all come in on the boxing level odds these days. Yeah, it is tough. I mean, they're giving them favorable matchups. They clearly get these guys off the Contender Series, and they're like, okay, these are the guys we want to set up to succeed. So we're going to give them the right matchups. But then there's guys that they just kind of take. They're like, all right, fine. Get in here. Dana says it almost once every time a week on the Contender Series. He's like, welcome to the UFC. Like, come on over here. You're in the UFC. But he wasn't really like that impressed. And those are the guys that they just keep around for like squash matches. Or maybe, they give them a tough matchup right away. And then if they can prove it again, then they'll give them a better matchup. But yeah. Thoughts on Joe versus Kaio? I think Joe could chin him. It's a tough one. I don't think Kyle's almost ever getting chin, dude. Kyle's chin is insane. Mainly because he doesn't get hit that clean, but also he has a massive head. Massive head. So I don't know. I think Kyle will probably win. I lost 450, but also I think Kyle was a bit of a fraud. So maybe not. Lost 450 putting Izzy in every parlay. Yeah, don't do that, bro. Do not ever put one person in every parlay. Unless you're like 100% sure, but you can never really be 100% sure in this game. I would love to see you collab with DJ. Dude, there ain't no fucking chance I'm collabing with DJ. All right. I'd have to get my game up pretty quickly. But I'm saying that because DJ is much, much bigger than me. But I would love to. I think DJ's content is pretty damn good. I think he's a fun podcaster. I've listened to a lot of his podcasts or like collaborations, good interviewer, but I think he's good. That could be a bucket list type of thing. Does the UFC hate McKinney? He never gets performance bonuses. Yeah, that's kind of wild, dude. McKinney's never had a performance bonus, but I'm sure they take care of him. A lot of those finishes, though, were kind of like squash matches, but it is kind of nuts. I'm sure they gave him a little bit extra. Disgusting. Why disgusting? The fucking finish was disgusting, bro. Macy Barber getting knocked out and then choked out and then laying there like a lifeless body while she's blinking off in the distance. That was disgusting. And apparently she also shit herself, which is even more disgusting. That's disgusting. I love Lucrative in his text, but he had Max Holloway and Izzy as his max bet. I mean, you're gonna lose, bro. You're gonna lose bets. I think that's one of the worst ways to like judge somebody is like judging them based off of one bet. You can't really do that. You can't really do that. If you lose one bet, like everyone's gonna have a bad bet, or everyone's gonna lose. Everyone's gonna have multiple bad bets. Just because you lose a bet doesn't mean like you're just some idiot. Because we only get to see one fight play out. Maybe 2 years ago, Israel Adesanya, 3 years ago, Israel Adesanya runs through Joe Pyfer. But obviously, it's not Israel Adesanya from 2-3 years. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, everyone's got their reasons. Pull them up. I ain't pulling them up, bro. You can literally look them up. Just look up Hayden Iverson huddle. They're on Google. Google Hayden Iverson huddle. You can watch them, bro. You can watch them. I had Fortune by decision plus 550, but only in a parlay. That lost. It's tough. It's tough. Got to start seeing minus 1,000 as like minus 200. 12 fighters from Contender Series on last night's card. Pretty crazy. Really? That many? Even with a lot of bets. Yeah, I guess. Thoughts on Esteban versus Ewing? I think Ewing takedown defense sucks. And Esteban was the best underdog bet this week. I haven't taped it yet. I still got to tape that one, so I'm not really sure. But I went with Ewing for my early pick. I think he can get up from the takedowns and outlast him. Stuart Nickel seems pretty good. How do I watch UFC tape? Can't find his UFC fights on YouTube. I use Fight Pass and another website called WatchMMAfull.com. You can get all the fights on there. WatchMMAfull.com, but you got to use a browser that has pop-up ads blocked because there's always weird pop-up ads on that site. So if MMA Guru can get on DJ's pod, you got that, bro. Reach out. Dude, do you realize how little I am compared to DJ and MMA Guru? I'm very little, okay? If I reach out, it's not getting read. It's not. Although I should probably try to do more like collaborations. It's just life is so busy, man. Life is so busy. And I'm a terrible communicator, so next two cards for betting are atrocious. It could be good though. They could be good. Do you just do MMA or do you belt in jiu-jitsu? I don't train anymore, bro. I don't train anymore. Probably should, but like I said, life is busy, brother. Life is busy. McKinney tweeted that, yeah, they took good care of him, yeah. I would put Ilya in all my parlays. Yeah, you're probably good on that, bro. You're probably good. Where did I get the information about her shitting herself? X, bro. Somebody said it, so there's probably a little bit of truth to it, right? There's probably a little bit of truth. Alessandro Costa versus Stuart Nickel. I haven't taped it yet, bro. I haven't taped it. Next week's card is so bad for profit-wise, I feel like. You think so? I mean, I haven't really looked at it too much yet, dude. I got to do my tape, and then I can come to a conclusion. Let's get your predictions on all the upcoming main events. All of them? You want every single one, Will? I don't think I can do it for you. I don't think I can do that for you. Off the top of my head from events that I remember, Duncan, I'll side with Yuri for now. I'm going to say Gilbert gets it done. Strickland. Strickland gets it done against Hamzat. I don't remember anything after that, to be honest. But all right, boys. I'm going to hop out of here. Yeah, we're over an hour. Have you thought about fading 100% of your picks for the next card? That would be a poor decision, bro. I would go bankrupt. I bet an Alessandro Costa. It's just scared. Burns is low-key a good underdog. Yeah, Mike Malas really not that great. But all right, boys. I'm going to hop out of here. Appreciate y'all for joining. Like the stream for me before you go. Hype it up. We'll be back here throughout the week with some more content. Till next time, hey, Jai Picks.